Hey guys, welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we have a micro Seiki. This is an MB-14. It's a semi-automatic, it's a belt drive. And if it looks familiar, it's because micro Seiki was a OEM manufacturer for a lot of turntables for many of the Japanese manufacturers back in the day. And there is a little bit of confusion as to who made the turntable. When you see a lot of the Japanese makes, it was probably either these guys or CEC. Now, as I look at this one, it kind of looks familiar, the way it's built, the way it's put together. You know, it almost has a Yamaha or Hitachi feel to it. So even I get confused sometimes as to who manufactures the turntables. But like CEC, they did have their own line of turntables that they released at the time. And this is one of them. And it's a very attractive turntable, nice wood grain finish. Would look really nice with any vintage audio setup. This one's come in for a service. I don't know what it's doing. We're going to give it a quick once over right now. Just get this dust cover off. Okay, so it's a semi-auto. This is interesting. The height of the arm is adjusted from the top. That's a nice little feature. Never saw that before. Now this clamp looks very, Yamaha to me. But anyway, let's see what it's doing. So we got speed selection over here. This thing's AC motor, I believe. Yep, just a standard AC motor. And okay, let's move the arm over. Cueing over here. Okay, so it is spinning. Oh, it's auto returning, which is pretty normal. Anti-skate is over here. I'll just turn that to 0 for now. Let's see how this arm is dropping. Oh, not good. It looks like it goes slowly for the first couple millimeters, and then it drops like a rock. Seems to be holding speed okay. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it's a little slow. Maybe a little bit more than a little slow. That's slow. We got a sloppy belt here. Let's check our reject mechanism. I'm just going to lower the arm here to make sure it's lifting. Yeah, it is lifting. And it's returning fine. So we have a fully functioning deck here. And it stops, shuts off. So yeah, everything's good. Let's see what we got for a cartridge. It's a Shure. That's actually realistic. Realistic R1000E. Probably based on a Shure, I don't know, M91 or M93 or something like that. The stylus has a broken piece here. You can just see it's supposed to come out here as well as over here, and it's broken. You can see that. But it shouldn't affect performance at all. We're just going to take that off. And we'll start a service here. Let's have a look at our belt. This is obviously not an OEM platter mat. There's our belt. It looks kind of loose. Yeah, it is loose. That could have something to do with our speed. So belt seems okay. It's just it's a smidge loose. It's not the end of the world loose though. I think we can reuse this. Now, I do want to check something here. I ordered my belt, and I usually order 325 millimeters. I ordered 305 millimeter belts. I got my shipment in yesterday. I just want to see how these work on just your standard Japanese table. So this is a 305. How is that? Oh, it's actually perfectly fine. Let's just quickly check the speed with a 305 and see if it changes at all. Where's my strobe disc? And I unplugged you. How's that? It's better. It's definitely better. So we'll maybe we'll go with a new belt. I bet you a 325 would be even better, but that's not bad. Like it's not tight. It's got plenty of play, and I think maybe we'll put a new belt on this thing. This is just a little too much, too far gone. It's very shiny on the one side, and it's quite slow. So we'll just put that aside for now. I mean, for 20 bucks, you know, I think I always tell people, you know, if you can put a new belt on it for 20 bucks, you know, that's what I charge for a belt. Go ahead and do it. So we'll just put that aside for now. That is a 305. Yeah, 305 millimeter. Okay, so let's get this thing serviced. How's our spindle? Spindle is almost, I'm going to say, too loose. And that could mean that there's nothing left as far as lubricant in there. Man, this looks familiar. A bunch of screws. Let me take those out. Be right back. Okay. Did I forget something? What the hell is that? There's some glue on the RCA cables here, and it's stuck to the base. Wow, not a lot in here. Got a Fujiya motor. Yep, Fujiya audio. We did one of these on a, oh man, was it a Marantz? I think it was a Marantz. Yeah, this is so, you know, I'm almost like, I feel like saying, you know, all my videos where I said they were CEC, maybe they were micro Seiki. I'm not sure. It's so hard to know who built it, but this is so typical. Even this looks familiar. Everything about it. You know, I would say, oh, this is a CEC deck. But looking at this, maybe all those decks are made by these guys, right? By micro Seiki. There's so little to these. Let's service the motor. I'll zoom in after we get it dismounted here. So you want to just take off 4 Eclipse. Take those off, and you can have 4 washers, and your motor should come off. And you might want to release these wires here just to have more room to work. And we're not plugged in because AC is right here. There are no electronics in this thing. And all right, so now we're going to put our marks. I know people just love when I put marks. Hey, can't you remember where you put the stuff? No, I can't remember. I'm getting old. So this is where our red wire. Hey, you know what? Let's annoy people even more, and let's get a red marker. Did I hit you there? Let's get a red marker, because that's where the red wires are. Okay? That's how bad my memory is. And we'll take that off. Take the mounting plate off. I'll zoom in a minute. This one has an oiling hole. It's right there. So you can lubricate the top bearing yourself. But there's no way to lubricate the bottom bearing. I'm going to remove the pulley. I'm always worried about removing the pulley because, well, all right, should be okay. I'm always worried about stripping this tiny little screw here. Gotta be really gentle with it. Okay, now we gotta flip this back over. And I'm just gonna hold the whole motor. I'm seeing that okay? And these screws will probably go through the whole body. And this is where I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so our bottom bearing cap should come off now. There it is. And there is lubricant there. It's good to see. Doesn't matter which order or which way you put it back in. Now we will check. You can pull the rotor out too this way. There's our top bearing. We don't even need to take this one apart. Oh, here you go. It says oil right on there. That's great. Right there. So you can put some oil there. And that oil, it doesn't go around the top. What it does is it soaks in. There's this felt lining in here, and that's where it goes. And we're going to put some oil for electric motors specifically in here. But we're going to put it around this copper bushing here. Actually, it's not copper. I think it's brass. We're just going to let that flow in. Just like that. And then we'll put our rotor back in. Is it a rotor? Stator? What the hell is it? Stator, right? I don't remember. It's not important. Just put that back in. Okay, let's fill up the bottom bearing as well. There we go. And then you can put this back on like this. That's it. Motor serviced. There's not a lot to these ones. They're very simple to service. Like I said, this one's in nice condition. It's it actually had a little bit of lubricant in there. I don't use the electric screwdriver to torque them down. I just get it to the point where the screw touches bottom and I let go. I like to torque them by hand. And that way I can feel how tight they are. You want them snug. So I'm getting another half turn or so. All right, that's it. Motor serviced. Wipe off any excess oil. And we'll put our pulley back on. The height of the pulley needs to be adjusted once we get it back up top. We'll see where the belt is sitting. But just get it installed for now. Somewhere like that. Okay. And then you can put this motor back. Actually, you can't put it back because we need this. And look, see that red mark? That tells me exactly where that plate was. Not that it matters too much, but sometimes the plates are not a perfect square like this. They could be a different shape. And then you end up putting it on backwards or something, which is a pain. Okay. Sometimes these rubber supports do come off. And you gotta pull them through. Another thing you'll notice is that on some, the supports, the rubber supports, become very hard and brittle, and they eventually break, and then the motor sags and it'll hit bottom and start making all sorts of nasty noises. Okay, we're good. Let me get those clips in. I don't want to bore you anymore. I'll be right back. Okay, our motor's back in, and we're going to work on this center spindle now. Just pull out the retainer here. It's usually covered in a really sticky grease. If this is like any other turntable from this era, there might be a heavy grease in this bearing. We're just going to turn this over. And I'll center that. Zoom in a little bit. Ugh, that's terrible. Yeah, it came out totally dry. That's the problem with grease in bearings. It doesn't go where you want it to go. Oil flows, covers the entire bearing. There's almost nothing left. It's filthy. And there's two types of bearing issues. The ones where the bearing doesn't even move anymore because the grease has solidified. And then there's the one where it feels too loose. And it's like metal on metal contact. And that's what we were having here. And there is scoring. You can see the scoring right here. So, you know, does the bearing become noisy? Yeah, it could very well become noisy because there's been so many years of it running without proper lubrication. So we're going to clean this out with some IPA. I'm going to get rid of this hair. Excuse my head. Okay. Just going to clean off the backside here of the spindle and with alcohol. And we're going to re-lubricate with a thicker oil. I'm going to use this Masters. Just put a little bit on here so it doesn't go in dry. And reinsert. Much better. And now we have to replace our clip. And that just goes on like this. If I can see where it's going. There. I like to check it from the top side to make sure it hasn't moved and that it's spinning. I think it has moved actually. There we go. Got her. And this is because there's a couple slots cut in the bearing well here. You might get a little bit of oil leakage. So just give that a wipe. All right, I'm going to get the base back on. There's nothing else to do down here. And then we'll go back up top and continue our service. All right, the first thing we're going to do is adjust the height of our pulley. So with the arm in the 33 position here, what you want is the middle. There's two prongs here. You want the middle to be in the middle of the 33 part of the pulley here. And they always cut out a little slot here to give you enough room to get a screwdriver in here to loosen that. I don't like this screwdriver. I want a little bit bigger one here. And it just gives you enough room to loosen that screw and get this correct. And usually the top of the pulley would be at the top of this top prong. So when they're about the same height, you should be good. And then you can check your 45 by moving it down. I'm going to say right there. Oh, of course it's going to move around on me. Just going to snug that up just a little bit and have a look. Yeah, I like that. And I'll just tighten that screw down very carefully. We'll see how our speed is. Now, we want to clean the pulley itself because, you know, you get oily fingers and all that kind of stuff. So you turn the turntable on, move the motor on, and let it start spinning. And get yourself a Q-tip and some alcohol, and make sure you dump it all over the turntable. And then you just want to clean the pulley while it's spinning, just to remove any greases, oils, old belt residue. And it's a lot easier to do it while it's spinning. This one's not too bad. Not bad at all. The other part of the belt path you want to clean is the inner portion of your platter where the belt rides. So paper towel on with some alcohol and clean off the belt goo or whatever else is here. This one's not dirty at all, actually, which is good. And then we can install our brand new belt and see how our speed is. And if it's off, I'll show you a little trick to adjust the speed. So here's our brand new 305 millimeter. And like I mentioned, I did like the way it's sitting here. It's good tension, not too tight, perfect amount of springiness, stretchiness to get it around the motor pulley. I'm happy with that. And so okay, let's just quickly check speed. I know you probably can't see that, but it's probably going to auto return. So it's still a little slow, but it is auto returning, so just let it complete the cycle. Yeah, it's a touch slow. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to speed that up. Now this is simple physics. It's like your bike, right? When you wanted to go pedal faster, you go to a higher, was it a higher or lower gear? You go on the bigger sprocket, right? Would make your pedal go faster on the back wheel. And then as you went down, the lowest sprocket was the hardest to pedal, right? So same thing here. What we're going to do is this is the back wheel, so to speak. And what we're going to do is we're going to increase the width of the pulley a little bit with some nail polish. And how you do that, and I've used this method a million times, and it works great. The nail polish lasts nearly forever. I haven't had to replace any of it yet. So what you want to do is you want to get the motor spinning, because you want to do this while it's spinning. We've already cleaned it, so we know it's nice and clean. And just get a little bit of nail polish. Don't splot this on. Oh, damn, did my nail polish... Yeah. That's my favorite color of red, too. Okay, we'll just do this so that I don't get this crap over my hands. Hang on a second here. Let me fix this. I'll be right back. Okay. So just like when you're doing touch-up paint on your car, don't put a huge blob. You just want a little bit of paint, and you just want to run it on the sprocket here. You want to paint the pulley, not sprocket, a little bit. Because what we're doing here is we're increasing the size of the pulley. And do 45 as well. Just a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to let that dry completely, okay? If it takes 10 or 15 minutes, make sure this is totally dry. You do not want to put your belt on here and get this paint all over your belt. So let that dry completely. Let it spin, because the centripetal force will allow the paint to spread evenly. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then what you do is you put the platter on, put your belt back on, test it for speed, okay? And if it's still a little slow, you put another coat. And you keep applying coats until, thin coats, until you have reached perfect 33 1/3, okay? Or as close to as possible. So I'm gonna let this dry, and when I come back, I'll let you know how many coats it was, and then we'll check speed again. Okay, so we've done one coat. I've let it dry, so we're just gonna see where our speed is. And that's pretty good. I think one coat's going to do this one. It wasn't that bad to begin with. Let's see. Let's do the digital. Okay. So not bad. 33.3, 33.4, sometimes hits 5. So it's there's a variation of 0.2 there from 33.3 to 33.5. Happy with that. So we can definitely go with our new belt, and I think we're pretty much set up and ready to go here. What are we going to do next here? Let's set up our arm, and then we'll do a sound test to make sure our cables are okay. Let's plug those in right now. That's a bit of a piece of crap ground cable. Okay, install our head shell, and looks like somebody had it set up for 1.5. I'm going to set it up for 2. Let's see here. It was way too heavy anyway. The arm wasn't balanced. Okay, it's balanced now. Set our scale to 0, and we'll come in a couple grams. Set our anti-skate for 2. And it's got an elliptical and a conical scale here. Let me see what kind of stylus this is. It's a Shure 75 EC, so it's probably a short M75. I'm just going to check the internet and see what the proper tracking force is. Hang on one sec. Okay, so the Shure website said tracks at 2 to 4 grams, so I'm just going to leave it on the lower end right now. I plugged in the cables, and I'm getting a nasty hum. But I want to show you something. When I remove the head shell, you get a lot of staticky crackling. I'm going to put in my head shell, and it goes silent. So maybe we have a bad cartridge, or maybe we have a dirty no, it's not the head shell, it's not the collar, because my cartridge is fine. Maybe we have a dirty plug here. Not sure. The wiring seems okay on the cartridge. Green, blue, red, white, or is that backwards? I gotta get my other glasses on. I'm gonna check the wiring here. The head shell was wired incorrectly. The red was attached to the left ground, and left ground is attached to where red should be. And that's why we're getting that buzzing. Okay, I'm going to put these back in the right spots. I can't do it on camera like this. Shall return. Okay, wired up correctly now, and we're going to put this on and see if our hum goes away. Not really. Getting a lot of static through this head shell here. Let me try mine again. See, mine goes completely away. I got sound in both channels. Maybe we have a bad cartridge here. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna clean all this. Get a lot of static. So we're going to use some regular deoxit D5. We're just gonna spray in here. Don't worry about it if it goes all over the place. This is more important. And we're just gonna clean all the pins and the inside of the collar. I'm also going to clean the connections here. And we'll see if that's any better. Ah, silence. There you go. Lessons in a clean head shell. Sound in both channels. All right, so we had an improperly wired cartridge and a dirty collar. Or dirty head shell plug. One of the two. All right. Sound test time at 2 grams. Nope, it's going to auto return on me again. Ooh, I got my amplifier up way too loud. Sounds great. Nice, bright, good bass. Really nice balanced sound. Sure cartridges, I'm telling you. Delicious sound. Let's check this. How about that? Auto returns nicely. Super. The only thing I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to replace the cueing fluid in that arm. I just did a video about that, so I know it's not a model like this, but I'm not going to redo that. Oh, I just released. I released it today. I filmed it last week. The Techniques SL1900, which was a huge arm job. So I just did one of those, so I'm not going to cover that in this one. But yeah, this micro Seiki is all serviced and ready to go back to the owner. A nice looking table. Kind of reminds me of, like I said, a Hitachi or actually a realistic like Lab 420, 400, whatever it is. That's what it kind of looks like here. So anyway, the confusion remains. Is a turntable a CEC? Is it a micro Seiki? It's one or the other, right? But nice table, nice sound. This cartridge sounds fantastic. Sure, great cartridges. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.